Wow. I am just trying something new here. And I'm excited. I'm excited with this technology. I have a new application where I can record my things for my books, what I'm doing when I'm interviewing people, my writings, my coaching, and I'm just trying something new now. And I haven't even brushed my hair properly, or put my makeup on or anything like that. So, but this is amazing. I love it. It looks really good. So I'm just going to take this opportunity to say hello to you and to thank you for the for having joining me in my web pages. Thank you so much. You know that I'm not too much engaging just for any reason in my social media. I just try to come when I have something important to share with you. And so I just wanted to share with you what I have been doing lately, so that you have an idea. And if you have thought of doing something similar to this, I can tell you, because I have done it, that it is possible. So let's just take it one step at a time. So one at a time. Oops, one thing at a time. I have been writing my first book, actually uploading my first book to Amazon. It took me a while I was thinking, should I go through a traditional publishing agency or a company, or should I just do on Kindle and Amazon? And this really got me crazy for a long time. Thinking at some points, some years ago, it was a publishing agency. Then I spoke to a few agents in different publishing companies. I did my research about what it was and what I could get and what I could offer through Kindle and Amazon. As a university professor, as a professional development and personal development person, and writing in English and in Spanish, and translating and uploading this and turning the book into a series of books, and all of these wonderful ideas, turning this book into a journal or a daily cards, or so many things. And then a bottom line, I realized that even though I wanted to put so much into it, I wanted to do my writing and my teaching and my coaching and my podcasting and everything, I had to do it by chunks. I'm going from this month to this month, I'm going to create these courses. And from this time to this time, I'm going to be writing my book. And from here to here, I'm going to be uploading it and publishing and talking to people and interviewing people. So now, moving forward, I am in the phase where I am interviewing other authors like myself, other writers who have also gone through similar situations in their lives that they've had. Some of them have had their books published. I'm going to take my glasses off because I don't have anything to read now. So some of them have had their books published, written in a box like me for many years, and they just have continued their journey in their life and with their family and careers, etc. And others just knew that they had something inside, and they wanted to share it with the world. And now they just started to write and put it down on paper or directly into the computer. But they realized too that that anybody can write. I am a journalist, so as a journalist, I always try to have my my grammar and my paragraphing and my formats and everything more or less in a decent place. But the most important thing is that you put everything that you have inside on paper, or that you put it on your computer. And then you combine it with what you do. Writing is something, it's like any creativity. Like I used to tell my students, anybody can be creative because it's in all of us. Creativity is in all of us. Painting, writing, all that can be combined with what we love. And if we paint that picture of the things that we love and put it in or write that picture of what we like to do with other people in our career, in our businesses, you will see the wonderful, amazing combination that painting or writing is, and how it develops with what you do, with your business. You could be a teacher, or you could be even in finances. So you could be a lawyer, you could be a doctor. Of course, depending on what career you have and the things that you have to do, or the hours that it takes you in a day to do all this. But you can combine anything that you do and put it in writing for others, for other people to view, for other people to know, to help, like I always say, to help enhance our human beings on this planet, to help us transcend, to help us evolve in this period on Earth, and to try to shed all those negative things that we have as human beings, and bring to light the amazing blessings that God gives you, amazing things that we have to embrace and to be thankful for, from something so little as an insect, a plant, or as big as a beautiful animal, beautiful mountain, an amazing weather, or something in nature. Yeah, I know that I'm going a little bit philosophical here, but when you let your mind go and explore other things, and you don't put your, again, limiting beliefs, which is our two words that were used too much in the past 5-10 years, limiting beliefs. So I don't like to use it too much. But when you limit your mind, thinking that, oh, that's not for me, or I can't be there, or I cannot do that, or I wasn't born to do that, that limits your capability of trying things out and to seeing that it is indeed possible to at least try something and see how it falls on your lap, and see if it's something that you can explore even further, and make it something related to what you do. So anyways, enough of that. Okay, so what I am doing right now is I am finishing the translation of the first book that I uploaded into Amazon, Pasión de Vida, Passion of Life, which is some of you who have already seen it, it's a combination, and for those of you who have not, it's a combination of family recipes, and how we have taken those recipes and made them to be a little healthier, so that because a lot of our Latin recipes have a lot of oil and a lot of seasoning, and so we have done those same recipes and made them lighter. And these are recipes given to me by my different family members within my family, and also friends. And so I wanted to not just to write a book on recipes, and not just to write a book on family values and virtues for my daughters, but when I started this book, years ago, I wanted to just leave it there, just write it and leave it there for my daughters, to remember their Spanish language, to remember their family recipes, from Spain, Colombia, Cuba, and friends from different places, Argentina, and France, and all over, and United States, of course. And then I never really thought, when I wrote that specific book in Spanish, that it would be a published book, and which it became, actually, now 15 years later, my first published book. So I am translating that into English, because a lot of people have said, "Oh, I would love to, read it," but they don't understand Spanish. So I would love to read it in English. So they're actually making me, and thank you, to do something else, to take it another step forward, and it's translating into another language. And then I have another friend in another language, actually, who said, "Why don't you just go ahead and translate it also into these two other languages, Chinese and German?" And I'm like, "Oh my God, I never really, people say, 'No, you're a journalist, it's easy for you to do.'" And not really, I never really considered the idea of even publishing this book that I wrote in Spanish, so much less to translate it in English, and then much less to take it to other languages. But for now, just to let you know, as we're doing things step at a time, I am almost done. My mom helped me with, my dad and my mom, they helped me a lot with writing, with the Spanish writing. I had a few mistakes that I had to fix. And I also wanted to go over it again and perhaps add a few things. So I'm doing that to that book. I'm going to separate both books, of recipes and family values and virtues, and I'm going to make it into two books. So if you have an idea, I'm just telling you this so that you have an idea, that it's not just write whatever comes to your mind and leave it there. That opens the door to so many other wonderful things. So that's another thing that I have, and then turn it into what many people have said in my coaching classes that they enjoy, which is the journaling. So you have these values, and then according to me, and then you use those values according to you, and write down in a piece. I'm going to give you a couple of pages within that book to allow you to see what you think about it, or how these values have affected you, or helped you in your own life experience with your family, or just with yourself. So I have those two things going on there. Work, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work, but that's why we are alive, to work until our last breath, like I always say. So we have that, and so I'm also revamping again my podcasting, but again, that's probably going to be towards the end of the summer when I finish this, and then continuing with my coaching, and professional and personal development ideas to help you guys. What the things that have helped me, with a lot of other coaches that have been wonderful in teaching me things that I did not have the time to learn, or I never learned before. There's a lot of, I think, yes, is coaching necessary to move forward in life? Is coaching important to evolve? Is coaching important to help you accomplish your goals? Yes, it is. Now I can say, because I have gone through it. I used to think, "Oh no, I think I can do it myself. I'm gonna try. I have this career, and I have this other career, and I have a master's degree, and I am a journalist, and I am a professor, and I am." But I am me, myself. I did that myself. But it is so beautiful when you work with your clients, when you work with your students, and when you work with your coaches to help you bring to life those ideas that go beyond what you can do by yourself. So I just wanted to let you know that. I don't know if here in this new format that I have, you have already seen the book that I have. Let me see if I can. I wasn't planning it. I wasn't even planning to do this video. If I can share my screen here, I will. Yeah, here it is. Share screen, and I'm going to go ahead and put. Oh, look what I have! What I just did here. And I'm going to bring up again some of the my bestseller, of course, seal here, because I never thought either that one of my books was going to be a best-selling book. And so this is the best-selling book. These are some of the wonderful other writers that I have interviewed, Alicia and Tatiana, and I just this is what I am planning to do also with my book, which is this one right here, Pasión de Vida, or Passion of Life, where I want to make it into a box with with cards. So that you can see them every day. So that's the other idea that I have, aside from translating the actual book. So I have those two things here, and in here I have some of the wonderful people that I have interviewed that I am so proud for, and so excited and happy that they have given me their time to do this. Here we have Evelyn Morales. She wrote this wonderful book, which is, darkness in myself within, or darkness within. So here we also have another wonderful writer. Let me see. Let me take her out. Sobeida. So here we have Sobeida. So Evelyn is from Puerto Rico, and Sobeida is from Mexico, a wonderful and beautiful writer as well. And here is her book, the light of truth. No, la verdad de la mentira, the truth from the what is not true. So these are books in Spanish that they have produced in Spanish. Also, our wonderful writer from Colombia, Carlos, and he already wrote part 1 and part 2 of his books. You Can Also Be a Nobel Prize. And here he offers 7 keys that make a difference in literature. And so this is his volume 1. As you can see, he already put out his volume 2. So this is wonderful. And it's so good to be able to know these amazing writers. Then we also have another one, this one, Livia. So Livia wrote a beautiful, beautiful book. Let me see here. This is her book, and Livia Gutierrez. She is from Panama, but she lives here in the States, in Tennessee. And it's her book is a treasure. It's a treasure called Women. And she's a wonderful pastor and an amazing writer with a beautiful, beautiful personality. She has a smile for everybody all the time. We also have Arianis as well. And Arianis wrote this beautiful book, Women. So women and her freedom. So in her book, she's also a bestseller, and she talks about that, their freedom of women. And we also have Nora, and that's her book. She talks about a pet. So I'm just going to leave it there so that you guys can try to obtain her book as well. But it's also a very sweet teacher. She's a teacher. She's a ballerina, a ballet dancer, and now an author, a writer. And also we have Ingrid. So Ingrid is also a writer from Peru. And she wrote The Power That Changed My Destiny. That is her book. So wow, it's very powerful. And she is also a beautiful individual. These are like very humble writers. that, oh my gosh, I'm really, really happy and excited, to have been able to interview. And then coming up this Friday, we have two beautiful and amazing Puerto Rican writers. And let me see how I can bring this up again. So we have these amazing Puerto Rican writers for Friday that I'm going to interview. And then on Monday, we have what I'm going to do is I'm going to continue with my interviews of these writers, and I'm going to interview a group of men writers. So then I can continue with my book, and I can put my book out, and I'll tell you more. I'll give you more information about my book. So, but anyways, this has been longer than I thought, so I'm just going to leave it there. Thank you so much always for being there for me. Thank you so much for just signing up and watching these videos, and if you can learn anything from them, wow, that's amazing. So here is my book that I always try to put behind, but with my mom's cover. And she did this one, and this is a beautiful, beautiful painting. And so what we did is that we put it on the cover of my first book, Pasión de Vida, or Passion of Life. So anyways, thank you so much again for being there. This is Laura Sanchez-Ramirez. And in my next video, I'll tell you a little bit more about what I have in terms of coaching and the different courses or little classes that I have to see how you can too move forward and evolve and do what you like. Thank you so much again, and I'll see you next time.